What is good, peasants? My name is JB, and we are back here today for our team builder / battle in the UBL. This is week 4, I believe, and the first 3 weeks have not gotten off to a good start. We are clean 0-3 -12. By far the worst I've ever done in the league, but hopefully we can bounce back this week. This week we are taking on the Flying Bird, coach of the New South Wailmers. Go check him out in the description down below, as well as all the other coaches. So let's go ahead and get into a squad. No team builder overlay because I'm lazy, so that's just that. So let's go ahead and get into a squad. He has Clefable, Tapu Koko with Z moves, Buzzwole, Ferrothorn, Nihilego, Darmanitan, Crocodile, Quillfish, Drampa, Rufflet with Z moves, as well as Omega Abomasnow. So the man has a Rufflet, that is what it is. It's a great mon. I mean, I love Braviary, but yeah, it's a Rufflet. He also has Mega Abomasnow, which is a cool Mega. I really like it. It's actually pretty underrated IMO, but you know, it's got a huge weakness to fire, but it does hit incredibly hard if he can, you know, manage to get a hit off. It just has so many weaknesses that it's a little bit sketch to run sometimes, but it can hit like an absolute chug. It has great offensive stats, solid offensive dual stab if nothing else. Quillfish is really annoying intimidator, gets, you know, spikes and toxic spikes, stuff like that. I don't even have my notes open. I should probably have those open. Oh lord. Oh lord, what mon was I on? I don't even know what mon I was on because I can't even see the screen because I'm completely blinking on where stuff is. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus, where is it at? I don't even have notes. Oh my god. Well, this is gonna be a fun video. Good luck to us. But yeah, yes, Quillfish, like I said, annoying dual spike setter can be pretty sketch if it's like a Soy's variance. It does get like some annoying things with its dual stab. It gets like Aqua Jet, gets Liquidation, Poison Jab. It might get something like I know it gets Revenge, which is annoying. That's something I could potentially have to watch out for. Drampa is the GOAT, obviously. Goatpa. Shout out to Danza. But this thing is just another mon that just hits really hard. It's very relatively slow, but it does have just a massive special attack stat. Good coverage. It's a dragon and it's a normal type, so it gets all this stuff you would expect it to get, like fire. I believe it also gets like Thunderbolt and stuff like that. So really annoying mon. Crocodile is one of my favorite ground types in the format. Really bulky, can also be ran fast, can also be, you know, ran just super offensively. Yeah, it's a great mon. Ground Dart, good Stealth Arc setter. It's one of his only few Stealth Arc setters on his team, so something worth noting. Good dual stab, knockoff is annoying, pursuit trapping is annoying, and yeah, it can hit relatively hard. Darmanitan is the definition of a one-trick glass cannon, in my opinion. It's going to be running Band or Scarf or something like that, and it's going to hit incredibly hard, and it's going to do ridiculous amounts of damage, and it can clean pretty much any game, late game, if you allow it to, but if you can get rid of it early, it's going to be a non-factor most weeks. It's like a boomer bust mod. It hits really hard, don't get me wrong, like, but it, you know, it's taking Flare Blitz recoil, it's taking Rock Chip. It's just one that's really easy to chip down. You just have to, you know, get it chipped down is the problem. If the person plays it right, it can very easily just clean a game late game with Scarf Flare Blitz, so you have to be careful there. Nihilego is a mon that you guys know I have had a very rough history with. I've been swept by more Nihilegos than I care to admit. It's just an annoying mon. I don't know, man. It's like one of those kryptonite mons for me. I always manage to find a way to lose the Nihilego, so I have to be careful there. But it's another rock setter, another T-Spike setter. I can do annoying things like that. It's relatively fast, gets good coverage, and you know, it's like T-Bolt and Dazzling Gleam, stuff like that. Doesn't get Earth Power, so that's cool. It's a Grassland, I believe. Ferrothorn, so you guys know how much I wanted Ferrothorn on my team when we started this draft. So unfortunately, this is the mains that took it from me, but it's a really great Steel type. It's a super annoying wall to play against. Can Thunderwave things, can set rocks, can set spikes, can leech seed. Gyro Balls hurt because it's really slow. Stuff like that. It's just one of those ones that doesn't die despite having a times 4 weakness to fire. It can live HP fire for most things because it's not just fantastic natural bulk. And then Buzzwole, playing 2 Buzzwoles this week, so that's cool. We had to play it against Austin and the PCL when we played him. So yeah, it's another really annoying mon. It's definitely can be ran defensive, or you know, you can just slap a scarf on it, and it's another mon that can just clean games. But I could say, you know, being sort of like a more defensive set this week, like a Soul Vest or something like that, maybe, who knows. Koko, the best Pokemon in the format, according to everyone who is brainless and just believes that, you know, Koko is the best mon ever. It's good. It's not the best mon in the format, don't at me. But it's, you know, it's a great mon, really fast, good dual stab, but underwhelming special attack, so it can be, you know, dealt with that way if you just special bulk enough. But yeah, I'm not too terrified of Koko, honestly. I feel like I have a decent matchup against it, believe it or not, so I'm not too scared of it. Don't get me wrong, Koko's still a fantastic mon. It can do annoying things. It can dual screens, it can taunt, it can U-turn, it can Thunderbolt just hurts because it's Coco and electric terrain. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Jesus. And then Clefable is just a fat, annoying pink blob. It just sits in front of teams and again just doesn't die. Has great bulk, can recover, can stealth rock, can status, all the things, can cosmic power and stored power and win games that way if you want to be a scumbag. But yeah, Clefable's super annoying. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the squad we're bringing in. Like I said, I don't have notes, so this is probably going to be a mess. I'm probably just going to be clicking back and forth trying to figure out what the hell I was doing with the EVs and whatnot. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game, or get into the team rather. We have Zapdos rocking a Life Orb. I guess I didn't name him once this week. My bad. But we have Zapdos here with a Life Orb. The moves are Heat Wave, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ground, and Roost. We have speed for, I believe, the base 95 on his team, which is Darmanitan. If he wants to be non-Scarf, he also outspeed Crocodile, but I just really felt that offensive Zapdos had a very, very good matchup this game. He just does not appreciate switching into the combination of electric plus fire coverage. And then we have Hidden Power Ground as a way of hitting Darmanitan, or a way of hitting, you know, something like, I guess just Darmanitan or Coco even. I'm pretty sure Thunderbolt will still do more to Coco, but I mean, hey, if we don't want to take the risk there, we can just click HP Ground. But yeah, mainly just there for Darmanitan or Nihilego. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I really felt that offensive Zapdos had a great matchup this game, so I decided to go ahead and just rock with that. Next up, we have Scizor with an Aqua Berry. The moves are Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Roost, and Swords Dance. Pretty self-explanatory set. We have max HP, 140 attack adamant with 116 speed, which I believe allows us to creep an uninvested Buzzwole, as I believe I was going for, perhaps even an uninvested Quillfish. I'm not too sure. Probably just uninvested Buzzwole, if I had to guess. Oh gosh, they're even level 100. What am I doing with my life? Yeah, that does allow us to creep an uninvested Buzzwole, so that's cool. So we outspeed that thing, we can potentially Sword Dance up on it and just Bullet Punch through it. That's a 1v1, it could potentially win depending on his set and whatnot, so just have to scout a little bit, and maybe we can set up there, we can restall it depending again on what his set is. Next up, we have Mega T-Tar with, obviously, Tyranitar. I don't know why I'm Mega. Oh god, I remember this. God. I wanted to speed creep something, but then I changed the spread, and I forgot to put these EVs back in, so we're rocking here with just a max HP 180 Spit F set with the moves Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Flare, Fire Blast, and Iron Head, and Earthquake. I read Iron Head twice. But the idea here is to get up rocks, of course, and then we have Fire Blast to hit an incoming Ferrothorn or whatnot. We have Earthquake, which hits Nihilego, hits the Quillfish and stuff like that. And then we have Iron Head as a way to deal with Clef. Oh gosh, I don't remember what the hell I was trying to speed creep. I think, I believe I was gonna run Careful beforehand, and I wanted to like speed creep something. I think I was just gonna run the same speed for uninvested Buzzwole, but then I felt like I didn't live a certain hit if I ran that much speed, so if I did that, I didn't live a hit. I think it was like, I think I was 2-hit KO'd by Dazzling Gleam, Life Orb Dazzling Gleam if I did that, and if I ran what I ended up running, which, I mean, it's a good set, it's just I forgot to put the EVs back in. So yeah, it was rough. I forgot some EVs, but the idea is still there to you know, take 2 Dazzling Gleams and potentially Coco with Earthquake, depending on if he shook her or whatnot. And yeah, basically it's just a rock setter because this team struggles getting rocks up sometimes. Next up, finally making his debut, we have Landorus rocking a Choice Scarf with the moves Earthquake, Psychic, Superpower, and U-Turn just for coverage moves for his team. We do again have speed for the Darmanitan, so we have an out against Scarf Darmanitan with this. Earthquake hits a lot of his team very hard. The only things that he has that outright resist are Mega Abomasnow as well as Rufflet, which is immune, so everything else takes at least neutral. Or Buzzwole, I guess, is also a resist because it's a Buzzwole, but Buzzwole does not appreciate taking Psychic, so that's cool. And yeah, basically, just a nice mix attacker against everything. Depending on his spread again, with Buzzwole, I think I OHKO with Psychic. I should always 2-KO barring in a Sylvest or something like that. Then we just have Superpower as a way to hit the Ferrothorn. I didn't really feel like running Focus Blast because it misses, and I'm pretty sure Superpower would do more even with, you know, obviously our max physical attack. But even if we ran like more special attack, I'm pretty sure depending, I don't fucking remember, dude. Then we have U-Turn just for pivoting as well as, you know, hitting the Abomasnow if he wants to try to bring that in on me. So we get, you know, get out there. Next up we have Hollister the Vaporeon. This was another last-second change I made to the team. I wasn't feeling confident with, I originally had a Scarf Rapidash. I wasn't feeling confident with Rapidash. So literally, as I was getting ready for the game, like in the loading screen, I'm like, I really don't feel confident with this Rapidash. Let me just grab the Vaporeon from week 1. Like, it wasn't even like a laziness thing. It's like, I really don't feel confident with Rapidash in this game. I really feel like I need another switch into an Armanitan. So let me just slap in this physically defensive Vaporeon. And it's the same set from week 1, so the EVs don't really do anything special. It's just Scald, Ice Beam, Wish, and Acid Armor. Acid Armor is useless on this set, really. Basically, it's just here's a way to switch into and Scald the Darmanitan if need be, and you know, Wish up if we, you know, get the opportunity to. Maybe, you know, if we get into a situation where Coco's dead, we can click Acid Armor or something like that. But really, Acid Armor is not here for anything other than just me not feeling confident in Rapidash's matchup. So. Yeah, again, just a super last second change. Literally, I was loading into the team, and I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm bringing this Vaporeon. I don't like Rapidash in this game. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Hitmonlee rocking in a Soul Vest with the moves Poison Jab, Earthquake, Close Combat, and Rapid Spin. Max HP, a little bit of attack, and then the speed is for Quillfish, as well as, you know, Buzzwole, obviously. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we just outsped Max Speed Quillfish. So let me just confirm that. I doubt that's what I did, honestly. I don't think that's what I did because I'm pretty sure Max Speed Quillfish is faster than that. I'm pretty sure Max Speed Quillfish be faster than that. 150, yes. So I'm pretty sure I just outsped Max Speed Buzzwole with that. I'm not really sure why because I can't touch the Buzzwole, but that's what I decided to do. 144, I believe I was 145 speed on the Hitmonlee. But basically, I was pretty annoyed by Spikes this matchup and didn't want to deal with him. So I decided to just go ahead and slap Rapid Spin on this guy. It's my best option for hazard removal IMO because I was running offensive Zapdos and I couldn't really afford the slot on either Sizzle or Orlando T. And Latios rather, just gets destroyed this game. So decided to just go ahead and bring Rapid Spin Hitmonlee. Decided to go Limber as, you know, just to give myself an out versus Thunderwave Clef or Thunderwave Ferrothorn or something like that. And, you know, Close Combat doesn't really, you know, he doesn't really appreciate switching into, except for his 2 fairies. Nothing else really wants to take it. He does have the Quillfish, but I have Earthquake for that, and then I have Poison Jab, of course, for the 2 fairies, as well as, you know, having Earthquake for Coco. Click this one to Coco, so that's the squad, and I will go ahead and see you guys inside of the battle right about now. Okay, we are back here for the battle portion of the video, and as you can see, Bird ended up bringing the Rufflet, the Tapu Koko, the Clefable, the Buzzwole, the Crocodile, as well as the Ferrothorn. So, Rufflet is a thing that is very obnoxious because it is actually relatively fast, can hit hard, Scarf, Coco's Coco, Clef's Clef. I don't really feel the need to go over these things again. I just did it in the team builder, so let's just quit wasting time. Let's get into the game, and good luck, have fun, of course, to Bird in the past, and go be sure to check him out in the description down below. Excuse me. So you can see he ends up leading off with the Rufflet, so that's pretty sketch, honestly, because I'm not really sure what this thing wants to do. As I just decided to lead off with my Orlando. I am Scarf, I can U-turn, I'm uncreative, I always tend to lead with fast momentum ons because I'm predictable. But I decided to just U-turn out because I'm not really sure what this thing wants to do. He ends up staying in on me, and the U-turn actually does a relatively decent amount. So that leads me to believe he is probably some sort of offensive Rufflet. And I can just go ahead and bring in T-Tar here, as there's really not a whole hell of a lot this thing can do to me outside of a potential superpower, which I had to look up to see if this thing does get, and it does in fact get superpower, which is annoying, but he does go for the Brave Bird there, which does not a lot to my T-Tar. It does a decent amount. That pretty much confirms my suspicion that he is most likely offensive and not necessarily an EV-Light variant. So he is going to go ahead and switch out into Buzzwole, which can pretty freely come in on T-Tar every time, as I believe oh no, I thought I got rocks up there, but I do just decide to make a switch into the Zapdos on the Buzzwole, so that's pretty cool. I am pressured this week, so probably should have been static, but I'm not. So here he has no switch-ins to Heat Wave that he brought, so I'm pretty free to just go ahead and click the Heat Wave, as I believe he does, of course, switch out, not wanting to take that hit. He brings in the Tapu Koko, which any damage on Koko is nice, and yeah, it's always appreciated to get damage on this monster. So we're just gonna go ahead and fire off said Heat Wave and do probably a decent chunk of the Koko, probably a little around half, a little over half. So we take that damage. It's always nice to like I said, chip down Koko because it's a Koko. So he's sitting at nice and half HP. He goes ahead and reveals leftovers. So This got me thinking this is a Calm Mind Coco, and I'm, you know, scared shitless at this point because Calm Mind Coco is terrifying. So we're gonna go ahead and get the heck up out of here because I do believe I died to a Thunderbolt, and I didn't want to give him, you know, free setup. But he just makes a solid play, goes ahead and U-turns out on my T-Tar, and my T-Tar's sitting at a nice and not a lot of HP at this point. Already in the game, he could just bring Buzzwole right back in and start doing Buzzwole things yet again. So I believe this time I just go ahead and set up rocks. He didn't bring removal outside of Defog Coco, and I really didn't expect to see Defog Coco. Or I guess Defog Rufflet as well. Nope, I switch out once again, not wanting to get punched in the mouth, I suppose. I know I set rocks up at some point, I'm pretty sure. But he actually just goes ahead and Toxics right in the face of a T-Tar, so that was pretty ballsy, you know, predicting my double again. But, you know, solid play on my opponent's behalf, as I, of course, did not stay in. But I can get Lando in here. Unfortunately, Sand turns do in, but I'm obviously not clicking a ground or rock move against this thing, so he is going to switch out into the Ferrothorn, which I believe will take a decent amount from this U-turn because I'm not staying in, so might as well just U-turn out again and get a little bit of chip. That actually did quite a bit to this Ferrothorn, so it leads me to believe it's more than likely specially defensive considering a U-turn from, you know, a Jolly Lando did, you know, around 25%, but I can get him on Leon here. He doesn't have a great, you know, again, he also doesn't have great close combat switches. He did bring double fairy, but I'm not too worried about that. I decided to make a switch into Sizzler here, predicting him to want to go into one of his fairies, more than likely to Fable, as he actually just goes ahead and makes the play into Buzzwole. So again, you know, Buzzwole just pivoting in for free to this point, which is super obnoxious. So we got a nice little red bug off, so that's pretty cool. He's gonna, you know, switch out once again into the Rufflet, which I'm pretty sure is going to take a decent chunk from this U-turn. I am a freaking Sizzler after all. I'm an adamant Sizzler even, and that's gonna knock the Rufflet down to a relatively low amount of HP, and I could just bring in Lando T here, or Lando I here, excuse me. If I called it Lando T earlier, my fault. I'm used to calling it Lando T in the PCL. But yeah, I could just go ahead and go into Lando here and just, you know, U-turn out on this thing again, just getting rid of this monster that is Rufflet before it does too much damage to my team. So we go ahead and get rid of the Rufflet, which is freaking swell. Getting rid of a mon is nice. You know, I haven't been getting rid of too many mons in this league, so we take those where we can get them. We take our KOs. So we're just gonna bring T-Tar back in here, set the sand up again if I want, you know, potentially start swimming Earthquake, but the Buzzwole's still alive. I can't really do that too well, now can I? But yeah, you do have one Grunnies this other way, so Scarf Earthquake is looking like he can do a number against his team. But this is the time I just Mega, and I believe I click Rocks here, as I believe he goes for another Toxic, or does he actually kill me? I think he actually might just kill me. Yeah, he does just kill me. So rip poor T-Tar, which is quite unfortunate. So T-Tar is going to do a grand total of not a damn thing. So thanks for coming, buddy. I really appreciate you not doing anything. So he's going to get a free defense boost from the Beast Boost. He's going to take a little bit of sand, get a little bit of lefties. He's not really caring about anything right now, but I can just bring Zapdos back in. Life Orb, Heat Wave does kill for full, which is why I decided to run Life Orb. And, you know, screw Air Cutter, because Heat Wave hit everything and it's still O-code, so didn't need Air Cutter. But he's going to switch out, of course, not wanting to take the hit. He's going to bring in the Crook, which is, you know, pretty aggressive double, because, you know, it's still going to take neutral damage from whatever I want to click. As I do, of course, just click the Heat Wave, which will do a decent amount. We see the Intimidate, tells me he's not Moxie, and I managed to snag a Burn, which does suck, especially because, you know, this is a Crocodile. It's a, you know, generally more offensive mon, so yeah, it really sucks to, you know, snag a Burn there. But he's going to go for Crunch, which won't do really much of anything to me, and I'm just going to fire off another Heat Wave to go ahead and finish off the Crocodile. Taking that Crunch would have sucked had I, you know, not gotten the Burn, but I do believe I, you know, made the, you know, safe play there, just killing that thing. He's going to bring in Coco, which is super scary indeed. It is, in fact, a Coco, and my Spidef wall is dead. So, yay me. Rest in peace, T-Tar. It did a grand total of absolutely nothing, like I already said. But we are, of course, going to switch out into our AV Hitmonlee, which is still going to take it just an ass load from... Oh, he actually goes for Dazzling Gleam from T-Bolt. But he decided to go for Gleam there. That's going to do around half equals. I don't know what half equals are, but it did around half. And the train is still up, so I do believe I died a T-Bolt from this range. But he actually goes for a U-turn there, electing not to kill my Hitmonlee, which is greatly appreciated. As I believe I go for Earthquake? Question mark? No, we'll go for the Jab. Okay, I go for Poison Jab. Nice play, dude. I'm really proud of myself for clicking poison over there. And I snag a poison on the Buzzwole. Yeah, I did get a few secondary effects this game, which does suck, but you know, that's Pokemon. Shit happens. I am sorry, but at the same time, you know, sorry, not sorry. It's like tongue-in-cheek. Sorry, it's like, you know, it's whatever. I can't really help it. But I'm gonna go Scizor here, as you know, this Mon does not learn Fire Punch, and Drain Punch isn't gonna be doing a whole hell of a lot to me. As he goes for the Ice Punch, predicting Lando to want to come in again. I've made that play a couple times. Solid prediction there, but I do decide to go Scizor, and you can see that Ice Punch did not do a damn thing. But you know, that's it was really nice that we snagged that poison, as he's, you know, gonna start taking residual damage, sort of counteracting the leftovers. So that's cool. You see, he goes for the Drain Punch, doesn't do a whole hell of a lot to me either. And I can just set up a Swords Dance for free here, which is pretty nice because I'm a Scizor. Scizor clicks 3 moves. It clicks Swords Dance, it clicks U-Turn, and clicks Roost sometimes, or it clicks Defog sometimes. That's about all Scizor does for the most part. And yeah, he's sitting here. I have Roost. I've shown Drain Punch doesn't do a whole hell of a lot to me, so I could sit here and win this 1v1. So I decided to go for a Bullet Punch as he goes into Clefable. He goes Clefable on a +2 Scizor. I'm still not really sure why he did that. I don't know why he, I'm not really sure what the thought process was there. You have to go watch his side of the battle, but to each his own. Sometimes you just gotta go hard Clef on a +2 Scizor because, you know, it's a Scizor. But I'm just gonna click Bullet Punch once again. I click Bullet Punch this time and then I Roost after because I do have the Aqua Berry as out of range of anything other than Life Orb Fire Blast if you wanted to go for that. But since we saw the Berry, I was out of range of a Fire Blast, so with Aqua Berry. So I can just, you know, safely Bullet Punch and then Roost after, depending on what he wanted to go for, and or just Roost on whatever came in after. And yeah, he's gonna bring in the Ferrothorn, as you can see. And I just decided to Roost up on this as he goes for his Rocks, which is super annoying because Rocks are rocks. But I do have to Rapid Spin before I can get my Zapdos back in because it is in range of the Stealth Rock hit. So I do decide to U-turn out here as +2 U-turn does a ton to Ferrothorn, and he makes a solid play going back into the Buzzwole, but you can see this. I'm not gonna really appreciate the U-turn. He can take it, but it doesn't really want to take that, you know, much damage. As I believe I go Hitmonlee here, just wanting to spin this Rocks away immediately so my Zapdos can come back in and start clicking buttons because Zapdos is a monster. You know, just leftovers, all that sort of stuff, all the things, all the after turn effects. So yeah, I'm just gonna Rapid Spin here again, wanting to prevent this thing, keep those Rocks away, let my Buzzwole back in, or Zapdos back in rather, as he just decides to go ahead and Drain Punch again. Buzzwole's gonna pick up yet another KO, and yeah, it's really annoying to lose my Hitmonlee, but I managed to keep Rocks off the field, which does allow me to get my Zapdos back in, which does threaten this thing out if I go into Zapdos here, which I believe I do. I should go Zapdos here and Roost on the switch. That's a smart play. Let's see what past JB did. Let's see what he did. Oh, this guy's wild. Oh, he went Zapdos. He made, you know, step one. This is the correct play. Let's see if I Roost here. Do I Roost on the switch? He switches. There's step 2. Did I get the play right? Do I Roost? Come on, buddy. Yeah. Oh man, I kind of like reacting to my old videos like this. Is like the, you know, the react channels. That's a thing. Those get clickbait views. Reacting to my old Pokemon battles from, you know, a week ago. But I'm just gonna, you know, Heat Wave this thing and finish it off. It does kill through the Aqua Berry because Life Orb Zapdos is a monster. I don't know how many more times I need to say this, that offensive Zapdos is a threat. But he can go into Tapu Koko here. And I am in the range of a Thunderbolt in terrain because, you know, Life Orb Zapdos isn't bulky, so it can't live hits. But he goes for a Roost here, making a solid play, as I believe I fire off an HP Ground, wanting to, you know, chip this thing down and, you know, potentially just win this 1v1 too if possible. But yeah, we get the HP Ground off. You can see it does quite a bit, does around 75%. He's going to heal up with those dang leftovers. But I lived the first. I lived Thunderbolt the first turn. After the Life Orb hit, I no longer lived Thunderbolt, and I dropped to said Thunderbolt. Crit did not matter, but it did still happen. So Rip Zapdos. He put in a decent amount of work. Got a couple kills, starting the Buzzwole, but I do still have outs for Buzzwole, so I'm not too worried about it. I could bring in Scizor here, which does, you know, the most puts the most pressure on him offensively, as he does still have the Buzzwole to pivot in on Lando. So I can't really afford to go Lando just yet. As a Bullet Punch, which does thankfully finish off the Koko from the range that it's at. And yeah, he can just bring back in the Buzzwole once again. And yeah, we're sitting here in this very familiar situation. He has the Buzzwole as well as the Clefable left. He's going to Drain Punch me, which will do a solid amount, but it will allow me to U-turn on out. As you can see, I ran speed for no speed Buzzwole, but he did in fact have some speed on this, so it's actually good that I didn't outspeed him here because I can get off a slow U-turn and get the free switch into Lando the following turn and click Psychic. So yeah, solid prep on my behalf, not running more speed on Sizzler. I don't know. But I can get Lando in here. I do have the Psychic, which will kill from this range. He does around a little over half after the poison, so that's cool. And I should just click Psychic here. As I do, just click Psychic there, and the Buzzwole will go down, thankfully. So Buzzwole put in a ton of work this game. Really solid set that my opponent brought. So definitely respect that. That thing put in a lot of work. But he has the Clef left, and where there is a Clef, there is a way. It's sitting at around a little above half HP. It's already taken 1 bullet punch, so I can switch out here and hard into Sizzler, making a bit of an aggressive play here. But I feel like I still had enough outs for this thing. It hasn't shown to be offensive. I do still have my Aqua Berry intact, so 2 bullet punches after breaking up a Berry will always kill this thing. It came down to whether or not he would be modest, if he could, get a high roll with Fire Blast. But if he was Flamethrower, he never killed me with my Aqua Berry intact. So you can see he does reveal the Flamethrower. I do eat my Aqua Berry, and you can see the Flamethrower will not kill me. He does not get a burn. I do believe Fire Blast would have actually killed me from that range. It's from full that I live the Fire Blast, or from like a little bit more. But I can get off the second bullet punch, which will finish off the Clefable, and we finally pick up our first win in the UBL D League. My God, it's a good sight. It's a good thing, man, because I don't like losing and being as bad, having as bad. Let me try that again. Having as bad of a start as we did this season was really rough, but thankfully, we sort of bounced back here with a win over Bird. Again, be sure to go check him out. He played very well, about a lot of cool stuff, so definitely go check him out. He's a cool dude, and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We did, again, finally manage to pick up a win, moving ourselves to 1-3. Next week, we take on Serene Grace, coach of the Chicago Shaman Sky, who we played a few weeks ago in the PCL, and it was a really fun game, so gonna be cool to play her again. Should be a fun matchup, and I will see you all for that game next week. Thanks for watching. Peace.